entirely British. The tails came from Saab in Sweden, the wings from Nashville, Tennessee, and the engines from Stratford, Connecticut. The fuselage was made of aluminium copper alloy, with much of the skin glued with high-temperature redox bonding, rather than being fastened with rivets. That saved weight, added strength, and eliminated the need for more than 100,000 fasteners. The 146 was now thought of as a third-world airliner, for reaching difficult, even primitive airstrips, equipped with only basic facilities. That meant it had to be designed from the start to be easy to service and maintain. Getting at the innards of the 146 is easy. Hatches allow inspection of vital areas. Luggage loading doesn't need conveyor belts, and the plane even carries its own air stairs with it, wherever it goes. The high wing, which gives the airliner an unusual hawk-like look, means engineers can reach the engines without needing special platforms. And no matter how dusty the runway, the engines are high enough off the ground to avoid the danger of sucking in stones and other rubbish on takeoff. The decision to have 4 engines turned out to be fortuitous. Even on a hot, high, dusty airstrip like this one in the mountains of Gilgit, Pakistan, the 146 demonstrates a takeoff performance far better than most turboprops. On a twin-engined aircraft, the loss of an engine on takeoff is still a major emergency. On the 146, though, it's merely a minor inconvenience. Climbing performance is hardly affected. A Pakistani summit is cleared as easily as a city skyscraper, and its safety record is first class.
The safety record of the 146 is virtually perfect. It's only ever had minor problems, and usually the minor problems have been so easy to deal with because you've got so many engines. If one of them goes wrong, it's a trifling problem. You've only lost 25% of your power instead of, if you had 2 engines, you've lost 50% of your power. It's a very easy airplane to fly, very, very forgiving.
Back on board our Lufthansa business air flight from Hamburg to London City, Captain Rice is climbing and altering course to the latest heading given by air traffic control. A course of 15 degrees puts us on track for the cruise over the North Sea for London. This 146 is a 200 series with a largely conventional, traditional instrument layout. David Rice runs through the panel.
This is our altitude, which is 28,000 feet. We have a standby horizon or standby attitude indicator in case this one fails. We've got a compass for navigation here. We've got another compass for navigation here. We've got a vertical speed indicator to show us our rate of climb and rate of descent. And we've also got a standby altimeter in case of failure of the primary altimeter. We're burning just under 500 kilos per hour per engine, so that we're burning just under 2 tons total per hour. So this flight of about an hour and a quarter will burn somewhere between 2.5 and 3 tons of fuel. That is the master warning system with all sorts of different indications of the failures that we could get. And as you can see at the moment, we have no problem.
Despite the size of the 146, its flight deck surprisingly is nearly as wide as that of a Boeing 747 jumbo jet. The flight crew find there's ample room to spare.
Well, this aircraft is a wide aircraft compared with others, therefore we've got more room laterally than your average airliner. We normally don't do more than about 2 hours flying, therefore we don't have to put up with this cockpit for any great length of time. It is comfortable for what this aircraft was designed for.
The 146 is now moving into United Kingdom airspace. Time to get clearance for the final sector of the flight to London City.
3655, good day, sir.
Good afternoon, Lufthansa 625.
spoke up and we take you later.